They'll be calling you a radical. So, Mike Lee from hell, Mike Lee from hell, Mike Lee from hell. Mike Lee is Satan. Mike Lee is Satan. Mike Lee is Satan. Mike Lee is Satan. Mike Lee from hell. So stay with me, stay with me. Nuclear waste is Satan's, nuclear energy is Satan's greatest tool. Now stay with me, stay with me. Now, all you people, you evangelicals, you Mormons have been taken over by Satan. It's an argument. Joel Osteen from hell. All of you, the entire Mike Lee's Satan. Mike Lee stands on the floor last night and fucking goes on that fucking Dog and Pony show. Mike Lee, right there. Right there. You can look it up on YouTube. Mike, why aren't I talking about Fukushima? This is clear back years ago. While I'm full of cancer and leukemia. So his response to me was, Kevin, you know, we just found out my father was a downwinder. So his father died young of cancer. Downwinder, he says. We know what downwinders are from nuclear fallout. Yet he's all for nuclear fallout. He's for nuclear energy. This is Satan. Now stay with me. Mike Lee got a bank bailout. His house was foreclosed on. Mike Lee was involved in buy here, payday usury. Now stay with me. Buy here, payday usury. Now Jesus Christ's fundamental foundation, I was just talking to the guys at the table there about Jesus Christ, you know, and they got the Mormon thing. I says, well, I asked them about usury. I says, you don't even know what usury is, do you? No. The basic fundamental foundation of Jesus Christ. Now, I'm not talking about the Son of God. I'm talking that crazy radical activist. That crazy radical activist. He was a Jew. Jesus Christ was a Jew. The same people, can you feel, the Donald Trumps of the world, the Barack Obamas of the world, these fucking, the Mike Lees of the world, they're the same fucking exact, it's no different. The Zion King wannabes. He was a Jew. He had brown hair, heal the afflicted, feed the fucking poor. Went in dressed, he went into the temple and tipped over the tables in the protest of usury. Now, Utah, when I grew up here, I grew up heavily, heavily Mormon. Abraham Hunsaker I, my grandfather. The Hunsaker Mill, the Abraham Hunsaker I came from the same town as Einstein's. Now, nuclear energy is totally 100% Satan, not my words. Albert Einstein's words. They were German revivalists. That's how the Mormon Church was founded. Goes all the way back to Nauvoo. The 100% socialist. 100% socialist. For 150, it failed? No, it didn't fail. You 100%. No inherited wealth. Usury law. Utah had a usury law, the maximum. I taught right here we were protectionist. Donald Trump talks out of both sides of the mouth. So not only are they, now think about this, and if you don't believe me, they've been taken over. The entire country's been taken over. Now this is Mormon theology and evangelical theology, that there would come a time, and Protestant and Catholic and any Christian teachings, there'll become a time in the United States when Satan will completely take over the fucking country, and he'll take some radical fucking crazed activists. Jesus Christ was a crazy radical. In the Mormon Church, it's shave your face, groom your hair, everything, same with the evangelicals. It's the exact opposite teachings. Buy here, payday. Mike Lee was involved in a buy. Mike Lee got $680,000 in a bank bailout. We have debtors' prisons here in Utah. They'll kill you. They'll garnish half your wages. Mike Lee makes $160,000 a year. They'll garnish your wages. He short sold his house. His house was foreclosed on while he was a sitting United States Senator. Short sold, that's legal tender. They'll go after you in the state of Utah. They can take 50% of your wages, which they do it all the time. They abuse their freaking, feed the fucking hungry, heal the afflicted, fuck thing. He was long-haired craftsman. Mike Lee couldn't fucking do anything with his fucking hands. He's just your typical, you know, these are the same people. Don't you see the same people in the evangelicals? Joel Osteen, all of them. Alex Jones, all these people. These are the exact, these are Satan. And this is not some opinion. The teachings of Jesus Christ. The Mormon Church have changed their name from the Mormons to Jesus Christ. You know, they're all based on Jesus Christ. They cut their hair. It's written into their doctrine now. They have to be clean shaven. When he said, do not cut your hair, do not cut your fucking beard. So crazy, this radical Jew against these same fucking factions there are today stood up to him. They hated him so bad. Not only did they, I'm not talking about the Son of God, I'm talking about the activists. Stand up against the machine on his own. They fucking nailed him to a cross. I was born on an Easter Sunday. I almost died on an Easter Sunday. Jesus was born on April 6th, by the way. Nimrod. They hated him so bad they wanted people to see and watch him fucking suffer. Now, I'm not talking about born again. I'm not talking about any of that shit. I'm talking about the fundamental fake hypocrisy of the "in God we trust." We're riding around. You pray to an ache. Jesus Christ had brown hair, blue eyes. Jesus Christ. And now look at it. You never saw a bomb you didn't like. You didn't see a mass murder you didn't like. They poisoned the fucking earth. Fucking Jesus Christ was an environmentalist. Jesus Christ was heal the afflicted, feed the fucking poor. No usury, no usury, no usury. Now this right here where I used to teach. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. Governor Herbert is Satan. Governor Herbert fucking said straight up, we want to become the fucking usury. Have you ever been in China? Have you seen where these goods are coming from? They're coming out of slave camps in East Bangladesh and southern fucking China. They are pure 100%. So exactly what Jesus Christ stood up against. Fucking the exact same people that killed Jesus are running the country. Mike Lee is Satan. He stands on the floor, has a fucking, he thinks this is funny. Now Mike Lee's father died very young of cancer. He lied to an AML leukemia victim. So did fucking Governor Herbert, standing right here, lied to me. These are Satan. Abraham Hunsaker IV, my grandpa. Abraham Hunsaker I is the Hunsaker Mill, the Hunsaker Mill. That is the Mormon Church. This is how we were taught. That's named after David O. McKay. I knew very personally. I knew Father McKay. David McKay was an environmentalist. He was a progressive blue Democrat who believed in fucking these. I want to tell you this story about my doctor, Vincent Hansen, who saved me. A true Christian here. He known me since I was a kid. 2 young people broke into his house when he was, they were 18-year-old boys. I was in the courtroom just by coincidence when this happened. This is how I know. It's public domain. They ruined heirlooms. They destroyed his house. His father and brother both died. This guy, he saved my life. Danish philosophy medicine. He saved my life. Something rotten in the New Denmark. Half the bloodlines here from Denmark. Why? Because the Mormons went over there when the Prussians had pummeled fucking Denmark. And there were no men left, and they tricked these women, and they fucking come in here and fucking... David O. McKay got it. Fawn McKay Brody did her work. Fawn Brody, her mother, they did the work here. Bernard DeVoto did it here. They stirred him in the sheen. Now you think about, I want you to think about, just really think about the political theater and these people that are masking. Operation Foxconn News, the insanity of Sean Hannity. They're all for droning, killing, usury. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. Don't make anything in the United States, whatever. Trump's the biggest phony who ever walked. He's Satan. Trump is Satan. He's Satan. The exact same people can use the Zion King water, so is Obama. They're fucking... So, nuclear energy is their greatest fucking tool. Fukushima is it. The sea dying, this is biblical. I mean, and I'm not talking about the Son of God, you know, first came the God of Salmon. I'm talking about the hypocrisy. So it was written that a crazy activist, they hated him so bad, they nailed him to a cross and watched him. So, you don't think I've been on a cross? I've been on a cross for 8 years. I was given 2 months to live with AML. And I like all these people all over the internet talking about how to survive, mitigate, fucking all this different stuff. The fish are starving in the ocean. There's no, it's not radiation, it's what I call plutonium. It's a starvation event. It's biblical. It's biblical. There'll come a time in the Mormon Church, in my lifetime, I was taught this as a boy, by him, David O. McKay. I knew him very personally. They did not believe in inherited wealth. They didn't believe in, they had usury laws here in Utah. 6% above prime. To loan money for profit was sinful. They believed in the true teachings of Jesus. They grew their hair. I was required to learn a craft by the time I was 16 years old. I started class. My grandpa required it. We were taught to work with our hands. We were taught to love each other. My grandpa ran the Mormon Church welfare. It's called the Hunsaker Mint. 100% socialism. 100% socialism. Mike Lee is Satan. Mike Lee is Satan. Buy here, payday. He doesn't have any money. He's a fraud. He got $680,000. His house was foreclosed on. He's a welfare queen. Got bailed out. We ran the church welfare farms. I grew up fucking hoeing beets on it. Fucking work. That's how I grew up. I grew up on the church welfare farm. My dad was a potato farmer. These were socialists. The Mormons were 100% socialist. 100%. Mike Lee is Satan. Governor Herbert is Satan. The greatest tool is nuclear. Not my words, Einstein's words. Leo the Lizard wrote the fucking thesis. Mike Lee is Satan. Mike Lee is Satan. What about Fukushima? He lied to me while I was fighting for... You know, my dad's a downwinder. I'll get right back to you. His fucking friend, the next few days, I'll get back to you as soon as I get to D.C. I'm going to talk to Senator Wyden. Wyden won't talk to me. Wyden is Satan. He went to Fukushima 5 times. The greatest event in human history is Fukushima. The meltdowns at Fukushima it's pure Satan. Not my words, Einstein's words. Look up Bezos' father. Look up Bezos' father. I want you to Google it. Bezos' father, I mean, you don't think Bezos is Satan? Yeah. You know nothing about usury. You know nothing about fucking slave camps in Indonesia, in fucking China. Up is down, black is white. Jesus Christ did not cut his hair. He had a fucking beard. He went in and he tipped over. He was a radical, crazy, so fucking radical and crazy they put him on a cross. I've invited people to come into the LDS Bone Marrow Transplant Center with me. I've invited them. I'll show you suffering. You don't know pain. You don't know suffering. You have no idea. You have no clue. MO leukemia, Iki in Japan, the 2020 games. We can't have Olympics in a fucking place that people don't live in. Let's lift the evacuation. They'll come back. Fucking can you feel? It's the exact same fucking theology as there, but now on nuclear. There's no difference. There's no difference. His own people. He stood up against his own people. Jesus Christ was a Jew, a carpenter. Don't work with your hands. Feed the fucking hungry. Heal the afflicted. No fucking money, loaning money for profit. Tip over to Mike Lee, buy here payday loans. Stands on the fucking thing, fucking poison your own people when his father died. Why do these, I mean, talk about karma. Mike Lee will go to hell. I'm here to tell you, So, there'll come a time in this place, in the United States, it's called the White Horse Prophecy. It's a fucking joke. Fucking, Mitt Romney's is Satan. They're all Satan. They're all Satan. And if you don't believe me, Evangelicals are Satan. These people all over the internet, Alex Jones is Satan, all of them, they're useful idiots. They're being played. Who's playing him? Who fucking runs Putin? Who is Putin? Who is saying the same people that killed Jesus Christ? I mean, I love you Evangelicals are all over the Mike Pence fucking thing. You're supporting the very people that killed Jesus, that put him on the fucking cross. That's an unarguable fact. These are just facts. This is not opinion. Everything the opposite of Jesus Christ's teachings you are. So, you seen the debt in the country? You seen the student debt? You abuse your fucking population. Buy here payday. Take advantage of anybody fucking down and out when Jesus stood up for the exact opposite. Mike Lee is Satan. Mike Lee is Satan. Stands on there with a fucking dinosaur riding right. Fuck. Talk about karma on him. Mike Lee will go to hell. Mike Lee fucking, my guess he'll get cancer. So will Trump, so will Obama, all these people. The karma they're throwing on themselves, and I want to say this. I like all these people still sending me how to survive. I was given 2 months to live with AML Danu. Nobody survives that disease. I did it without a bone marrow transplant. Why? Because I stood up to the machine. Put me on a cross? Well, I've been on a cross for 8 years. You don't even know. I went into the Ogden Regional Hospital bleeding profusely all through, and Mike Lee physically kicked me off Medicaid. He went after me, tried to kill me while I was in the bone marrow transplant dying. He went after me and kicked me off Medicaid. That's not all. You go in there and talk to Fimbo Peterson. Go talk to Vincent Hansen. They kicked me off Medicaid. I had no more insurance while I was under leukemia treatment, dying of leukemia. I forked over $1 million. Kicked me off Medicaid while I was no public assistance, none, zero. They abused me that hard. This Kerry Gibson character, who's a fucking county commissioner, robbed my neighbor over there, supposedly good Mormon, sprayed Roundup all over my house while I was fucking fighting for my life in the bone marrow transplant. My trees died, my dog died, his own mother, my next door neighbor, fucking died. These are satanic, under investigation by the FBI. Weber State gives him the presidential scar, has no thing, now he's head of the DNR. These are Satan. We were taught as a boy. Abraham Hunsaker IV, my grandpa, the first. Look it up. The Hunsaker Mill, the Hunsaker Mill, the Hunsaker. They were 100% socialists, even when I was a kid. We were taught that Satan would take over in hairspray, masquerade, and they would trick all the fucking people in this country. The evangelicals are Satan. Donald Trump is Satan. He is Satan. I was standing in front of the White House, and there's 2 young preachers calling Donald Trump their Lord and Savior. Not saying sent by God. Lord and Savior. Barack Obama's Satan. All these people, he stands and he mocks this. Ronald Reagan was a blue Democrat from California who opened the borders. I mean, I like how you twisted everything. Alex Jones is Satan. Well, he's a useful idiot. They're all Satan, and you're all going to hell. There's my dissertation, whatever. And do I believe in the Mormon theology? I don't believe in any theology. I believe in the ecology. I believe in the powers there be. I fight for her, she fights for me. Spiritual? Oh, I'm so spiritual you don't even know. People that have been with me, they watch my spiritual yoga and my fight. One more asshole tells me how to fucking mitigate. I like all these guys all over the internet and YouTube make a profit on how to survive cancer, how to mitigate these things, blah, 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 when none of them ever had cancer. I was given 2 months to live fucking 89 months ago. 44 of us in that bone marrow transplant. They're all dead but me. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I fear no evil. Mike Lee is Satan. The nuclear crazy train is off the rails. Mike Lee from hell. Mike Lee from hell. Mike Lee from hell. Stay tuned.